Have you ever wondered what if some mythical creatures are actually real? I mean, everyone knows someone whose uncle totally saw one. Today, I'll show you 7 creatures that have been part of legends for centuries. Some live in the water, others high up in the mountains. This is part 2 of the video about these creatures, and trust me, it's not going to be any worse than the first one. The first creature we're talking about in this video is the Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, just like in those old headlines. Imagine this, a creature nearly 8 feet tall, covered in thick white or gray fur. Descriptions say it looks like a gorilla but walks upright, just like a human. Its main habitat? The Himalayas, especially around Nepal and Tibet. The first big mention of the Yeti in Western media came in 1921, when a British expedition to Everest found massive footprints, human-like, but way too large. Since then, tourists, climbers, and even locals have reported sightings. One of the most famous cases happened in 1951, when mountaineer Eric Shipton photographed strange tracks on the Menlung Glacier. The photo went viral. Well, as viral as photos could go back then. Scientists remain skeptical. Many believe the tracks were made by bears, and the stories are just a mix of fear, legend, and imagination. But here's the weird part. Dozens of sightings over decades, and the descriptions are eerily similar. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe the Yeti is still out there, hiding in the snow, just not ready to be found. Number 6 on our list is Cerberus, a giant dog, but not your average one. This beast has 3 massive heads, and according to ancient legends, its breath could burn everything in its path, and its bark sounded like thunder rolling across the sky. Cerberus comes from ancient Greece. He was first mentioned as far back as the 8th century BC, described in poems by Homer and Hesiod. He was believed to guard the gates of the underworld, making sure no souls could escape the realm of Hades. Not just any watchdog. This was the personal 3-headed guard of the god of the dead. But Cerberus isn't just a relic of mythology. In 2003, in the Italian town of Lignano, several locals reported seeing a strange creature with multiple heads near the entrance of old catacombs. According to them, it moved in an unnatural way, incredibly fast and nearly silent. They still insist to this day that it was something real, something not from this world. So, could Cerberus actually exist? Most likely not. At least not in the terrifying form described in ancient texts. But nature is full of surprises. 2-headed animals do exist. Genetic mutations and rare biological anomalies are real. It's not impossible that strange creatures are still hiding somewhere deep beneath our feet. The next mythical creature, the Loch Ness Monster. Have you ever heard the stories about the mysterious creature that allegedly lives in Loch Ness, a lake in Scotland? Over the years, people have reported strange sightings associated with this mysterious creature. It is often called Nessie, a popular name for the monster. The first thing that stands out in descriptions is the creature's enormous size. According to numerous accounts, it could be up to 10 meters long, with a dark, leathery body and a long neck, resembling something between a dinosaur and a snake. Some have claimed it has a head resembling that of a snake or a crocodile, and there have even been reports of its fins. The first official mention of the Loch Ness Monster dates back to the year 565, when Saint Columba, an Irish monk, allegedly encountered a giant creature in a river flowing into the lake. In 1933, a widely known event was associated with a photograph taken on Loch Ness. This photo, called the Surgeon's Photo, became one of the most discussed images in history. Later, the photo was acknowledged as a hoax, but interest in the creature did not fade. Despite numerous investigations carried out around the lake, the Loch Ness Monster remains an unsolved mystery. Does it really exist? This question can be answered differently by each of us. But one thing we know for sure, the fascination with this mysterious creature never fades, and Loch Ness continues to attract mystery lovers and adventurers. Moving on, the next creature, the Griffin. The Griffin is a mythical creature with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. It is one of the oldest mythical creatures, mentioned in various cultures and mythologies. The strength of the lion and the majesty of the eagle have merged into this incredible creature, making it a symbol of power and protection. In myths, it is often portrayed as a guardian or protector of treasures and important artifacts, as it embodies the qualities of both kings of animals. The griffin first appears in the myths and legends of ancient Egypt, and later becomes an important figure in Greek and Roman mythology. As early as the 3rd millennium BC, Egyptians used the image of the griffin in their reliefs and in sacred structures. In Greece and Rome, griffins became symbols of protection, guarding temples, tombs, and treasures. The griffin has appeared many times in modern films and cartoons. For example, in Harry Potter, it was featured on the Hogwarts crest. Scientific research does not support the existence of the griffin as a real animal, but the myth lives on in our consciousness. It is possible that ancient people created this image inspired by real animals, lions and eagles, which were symbols of strength and wisdom in their cultures. Number 3. The Gremlin. If you think gremlins are just silly little monsters from the movies, you're not the only one. But the truth is, the legend of the gremlins started way before Hollywood got involved. These creatures first popped up in stories from World War II. Back then, British Royal Air Force pilots claimed they saw tiny troublemakers messing with their planes mid-flight, unscrewing bolts, breaking controls, and causing major system failures. They called them gremlins. Descriptions were pretty consistent. Small bodies, green or gray skin, huge ears, big eyes. Some said they looked kind of like bugs, others more like weird animal-human hybrids. What's wild is that pilots from totally different places told the same kinds of stories. One of the most famous tales comes from a pilot who said all his systems failed at once. He swore he saw a little creature run across the cockpit just before everything went wrong. No proof, of course. But the story spread fast, and gremlins became a big part of military folklore. These days, gremlins are best known from movies and comic books. But the idea of some invisible force messing with your tech? That still hits close to home, especially when things break for no reason. So do gremlins really exist? No. They're just a way to explain the unexplainable. Or maybe, there's still one tiny troublemaker hiding in every plane. One of the most fascinating creatures in this video is El Gran Maja. This massive sea monster only started showing up online a few years ago, but it's already the center of countless theories and internet legends. According to witness accounts and online art, El Gran Maja is a colossal creature, about 2,200 feet long. It has a huge mouth full of razor-sharp teeth and 6 small white eyes placed along the sides of its massive head. People say it lives deep in the Arctic Ocean, hidden from humanity in the darkest depths. The first rumors started when mysterious underwater sounds were recorded in the Arctic. Some claimed it was just ice breaking, but others were convinced it was the voice of something no one could explain. One of the most famous stories involves a deep-sea expedition that supposedly caught the shadow of a giant shape moving past the camera. Does El Gran Maja really exist? There's no scientific proof, but our fear of the unknown, of strange ocean sounds and shadows in the deep, makes this creature one of the most terrifying and believable mythical beings of the digital age. And the final creature, Naken. This mysterious being comes from Scandinavian folklore. Naken is a water spirit, usually found in rivers, lakes, and other freshwater places. Most commonly, he appears as a handsome man playing the violin. His music's so beautiful and haunting that it lures people toward the water. But don't be fooled by the charm. In other legends, Naken transforms into a terrifying beast or even a horse to trick humans and drag them beneath the surface. Some say he looks like a transparent ghost with glowing eyes. Others describe him as a slimy, seaweed-covered monster. The earliest written mentions of Naken go back to medieval times, but the oral legends are much older. He's especially popular in the stories of Sweden, Norway, and Iceland. People believed they could protect themselves by throwing a knife or coin into the water. One of the most famous stories tells of a girl who heard music by the lake. She followed the sound and saw a man playing the violin. She couldn't look away. She was never seen again. So, does Naken actually exist? No, he's just a symbol of the danger hidden in still waters. Or maybe, somewhere up north, in the misty forests, someone's still playing that eerie tune. And that's a wrap. We've just explored 7 legendary creatures that have captured people's imaginations for centuries. Write in the comments which of these creatures you believe in, and be sure to share this video with your friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and keeps me motivated to make even better content. If you missed part 1, go check it out. See you next time.